Basically, I'd never even heard of archery as a sport until we watched the 2012 London Olympics. I saw archery for the first time. A couple of months later, my husband bet me in the backyard with an old hunting bow, said, I can beat you at 10 yards, and I'd never even drawn back a bow, didn't know how to do it, and not wanting to step down from a challenge, I picked it up, and once I figured out how to get it back, I kicked his butt. And we went to a local range, and I ended up getting a pro comp elite that year for a Christmas present from my husband and my parents. I think there's a lot of things. I think number one, the fact that I just asked questions of a lot of people. I took the time. I didn't try to blindly go about it. I tried to get advice from people that were better than me. I pushed myself. I jumped right into the pro division, shooting against the best right off the bat. I think that was important. I also think what really helped me in archery is I have a competitive background from another sport coming in. I started on a swim team when I was 6 years old, swam competitively all the way through high school. I competed internationally, got to train in New Zealand, competed in Australia. So I learned not only how to win, but how to train, how to deal with some of that traveling issues that you're going to get. I also had access to, top trainers, top coaches that taught me the mental side as a distance swimmer was really important, and I think that's really paid off on the archery side. I definitely don't regret anything. I think the opportunities I've had are just unbelievable. I look at, most people at 32 years old can't say they recreated themselves in a new sport, new career, and to be able to do that. And I think it's great because people look at me and say, I'm not too old to start doing archery. I had a parent just recently say, my daughter's 17 and thinks she's too old. I said, heck, I was 28 when I started shooting a bow, so 17's more than young enough. So in some ways the transition's been easier than I expected. I expected this whole first year to be kind of a disaster and be missing the target initially, and I was really intentional in going out, starting right off the bat with a coach. I worked with Coach Lee at the training center for a week, did things the right way, started very light in weight and have been building up. So it's come easier initially. However, I would say the hardest part is after competing at this level, to then be competing at this level, I'm having to learn a lot of patience and trusting the process and knowing that I'll get there someday. It's not tomorrow. If I just keep doing the right things, though, it can be in good time. I guess for me, the aha moment really came when I had someone I was coaching. We were going through a goals worksheet and laid out the goals and then started looking at the sacrifices, comparing is it worth the sacrifices to reach those goals. And for me, that was my aha moment. My goals were number one in the world, and to reach those goals I would have had to sacrifice more than I've already sacrificed. And to me, I realized I wasn't going to feel better about myself being number one in the world as a compound shooter versus number two, or if I win 10 more medals than I already have versus the 3 I have, or whatever the numbers are. So as a compound shooter, I had done everything really that I wanted to do with the sacrifices I was willing to make. And so growing up a swimmer, obviously the Olympics were always kind of that target, that dream, and so I've always had that in the back of my head as I wanted to do the Olympics. So I just reached a point where I knew it was a no-brainer to switch to Recurve, go chase the Olympic dream, and hopefully make it a reality. So my primary goal obviously is Tokyo 2020, and a lot of people say, their goal is to make the Olympics. My goal isn't to make the Olympics, my goal is to win a medal there. I really want to see the US women win a medal as a team. That is my number one goal. The men have won silver medals the last 2 Olympics, and it's just frustrating as a woman. I want to see our women do better. And so at the end of the day, it may be me making that team, winning that medal, and maybe it's not, but hopefully me making the switch pushes some other women, and as a group we can be more successful, and the US women can win a medal in Tokyo.